I was the Creature Supervisor on District 9, and that's sort of encompassing sort of an art director role. At the same time, because it's a relatively small company, you got to keep your hands pretty dirty. So I was sort of a hands-on supervisor that way. But at the same time, setting vision and making sure that all the artists that I was in charge of carried out that vision. I got a business degree, a BCom from Bishop's University. And then I did so many extra credits in fine arts that they gave me another degree. But my family was very business oriented, so they sort of thought I'd be going the business route, and I thought I was going the business route. So I graduated in '95 and then went to Calgary and worked as a photocopier salesperson. And I was selling door to door at minus 35 degrees. So I realized at that point, about 6 months in, that there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way. And so it just so happened I talked to different people, one being FX Smith in Toronto, a prosthetic guy, and he's the one who said, maybe you should look into the computer because there seems to be more of an opening for artists who know the computer. So I basically went to the Vancouver Film School intro day, or whatever it was, and then just hit me like a brick that this was it. This is the whole 3D environment and how that worked. I wasn't a computer guy at all. I just saw the potential there and I said, this is what I want to do. And so I walked right into the admissions office after that and signed up. I moved a lot. Like I went from Reboot to Saint-Sever to do the faculty. And then I worked at a company called Behavior, which was this big enterprise in Old Montreal. Then I did the IMAX film in Toronto for the Cyber World. Then I came back to supervise Gulliver's Travels for Mainframe. And then that's when I actually got hired to DreamWorks in San Francisco. And that was my first big break. And then Rhythm and Hughes hired me for Narnia. So I ended up just being extremely involved in that project, doing all the facial animation for The Lion and Aslan. From there I went to London, England, to start their character department in London for MPC. So I grew that from 5 to 50 people, just hiring, because they had done no Creature before, effects. So they sort of said, we have this big Creature film coming up and we don't know how to do it, can you help us out? And you'll be in charge of all of our projects. So that was a 2-year experience of absolute sort of nightmarish proportions, because you can imagine 9 different supervisors all coming to you for their creatures. It was, wow, an experience for sure. Anyway, then that culminated with the second Narnia, where I supervised the creatures in that. And then after that, I came here. Aliens are really weird to work on all the time because they're not based on anything you've seen before. So you might say, oh, you have free will to do whatever you want, but you don't. The fact is, you really have to take from reality to create this alien. Just like everybody always says on the demo reels for VFS, for example, base your characters or your aliens on realism, on real life, and that way we know you can actually have the eye to be able to continue on. So the same thing goes with this film. We based everything on reality, whether it be a crab shell, a lobster shell, the eyes, horse eyes, goat eyes. We had every single imaginable reference just to make sure we sort of said, Neill, this is what we're thinking.
All eyes are pointing up towards the sky. Going to breaking news.
Neill sort of said, I know what I want, this is what I'm thinking, give it to me kind of thing. And so we then came to him and said, this is what we're thinking. This. And he'd go, okay, I know you understand, you're on the right path, go. And then he wouldn't worry about it, and so it gave us a lot of power to make changes or saying, oh God, we showed him this yellow bug, but it's just not rendering right, or it's turning greeny all over the screen everywhere. If we bump it back to this, it's gonna, blue or something, it's gonna look a lot better or something, or it's bleeding all over the screen. Basically, we would be able to say these things and find out something different. He'd go, yeah, still within the realm. He wouldn't be so tight with his thoughts that he'd say, no, I really wanted this. So Neill really did give us the flexibility to be able to create, and when a director does that, it's quite a powerful motivator in lots of ways. So that was probably the one thing that would differentiate this movie from other movies I've been on, is that we did become artists in this film, and we did create in this film. We actually got thrown a little curveball right in February, basically. So we're supposed to have this character done completely. But at that point, it just wasn't turning well into 3D, and we all kind of knew it. It wasn't really feeling right, and Neill kept saying, it's not insect enough. It's not like a bug. It's not insect enough, you know? So again, he's leading us, but it's our job to then say, I know what we can do different. If we did these things, maybe we can change it. So what we ended up doing was we went away, we did a bunch of sculptures over a weekend. On Monday, we had basically an emergency meeting where we just did a synesthetic in this room, and we said, here's 3 different sculptures. This one does this, this does this, this does this, this does this. They're all completely different, right? It's probably going to cost you a lot to change it all because we have to redo everything, you know, but this could work. And he's like, love it, do it. So rush, you know, suddenly we're modeling like crazy, we're texturing at the same time. Animation is already going on, so we had to have a pipeline again that we can change things completely around. But it worked. We were able to slap on that face, do the facial animation later, still have all the motion capture working on all the characters as it boots along, and it came out okay. I do believe that obviously art's important, but the way to do art, whether you're doing visual effects for this 10-month period where you can actually get a demo reel out, or doing it for a long-term life plan, it's much better to just decide that in life you're going to be an artist, or be an artist even part-time. You work at Starbucks and be an artist, fine. But to do a little bit over a long period of time and be consistent is far more powerful than the person who goes in there for a month and tries to be an artist. So it's a decision, and usually it's sort of like running. Everybody needs to be able to take exercise and work their body out so their brain thinks clearly. I think art's the same way. You kind of need to do a little bit of creative stuff or a little art every day, and your brain will think clearly. If you accept that, then over time you can become a very, very good artist. And that's more powerful than anything, I think, time. Yeah.